I'm proud to be the superintendent of the Oshkosh Area School District. I have seen firsthand schools employees who dedicate themselves to children throughout our schools. I see students learning each and every day, and I watch teachers giving extra time to students and families to meet their goals. We are fortunate to have the wide range of rigorous academic coursework and services to meet our students' needs. Unfortunately, the programs and services that our families and communities have come to expect may disappear without additional funding. Compared to other school districts, Oshkosh ranks at or near the bottom in per student spending, administrative costs, teacher salaries, and employee benefits.
Oshkosh Schools has a long history of budget cuts. In the last 7 years alone, we have cut more than $16 million. These cuts have resulted in eliminating teacher positions, increasing class sizes, and closing 2 schools. The district will face $2.5 million in additional cuts for 2014-15 if it does not receive more revenue through voter approval to exceed the state-imposed revenue limits. Some of these cuts would include limit high school students to 6 credits per year, require all middle school students to take 1 study hall, reduce elementary level art, music, and phy-ed from a full year to a half year, combine several high school sports teams at North and West high schools into 1, double the athletic participation fee, and close 1 of 5 middle schools, plus several other cuts. To address these cuts, we are bringing a referendum to voters on April 1st. If approved, the Referendum for Learning would protect academic programs for students with a low monthly tax impact of less than $4.75 on a $100,000 home.
Priority 4 of the school district's strategic plan is to implement a technology plan to address the equity of resources throughout the district. Funds from the Referendum for Learning would also allow us to improve technology for teaching and learning and provide every student with a rigorous, relevant, and connected personalized learning system.
The Oshkosh Area School District has an engaged Board of Education which does not make decisions lightly. This includes the decision to pursue an April 1st referendum. After extensive discussions, the board voted unanimously to put a referendum question before the community. A successful referendum will maintain academic programs and provide students with the opportunity to develop 21st century learning skills.
We pride ourselves in excellent education for all students. With additional funds, we will be able to sustain our strong academic programs and maintain appropriate technology for teaching and learning. We ask that you learn more about this referendum and make an informed vote on April 1st. We welcome your questions, just as we welcome your students.
A one-to-one school is every student has their own device. Here we're a one-to-one iPad school, so every student K through 5 has an iPad that they use at school. We don't send them home, we use them at school for instructional reasons. We came to be that way by having a grant. We started off slow. We started with just 60 iPads that were used on carts throughout the school, so teachers could check out the cart and could also check out just pieces of the cart if they only wanted a few in the classroom. And once they got comfortable doing that, we decided to move forward with a full one-to-one initiative and have every student get their own device. Most of those were purchased through grant money. Some money was saved throughout for a couple years to try to make sure we have enough one-to-one or devices for one-to-one. We have about 220 iPads at Jefferson. Students and teachers have them. It was important that we gave the teachers the information first, and they got the iPad first so they had a chance to play with it and use it before we asked them to use it with the students, which makes them far more proficient and the students able to use it a lot easier. So that's how we got our funds and got the iPads here with the kids. We also use the same funding to purchase apps, though we like to use the free apps so we can change them up based on the needs of the students. So.
Third grade friends, yesterday while we were in teacher time, we talked a lot about finding a fractional part of a set of items. So today I want to see what knowledge we carried over from yesterday with that learning goal that we had. So I've put together a problem, and hopefully it doesn't make you too hungry this morning because I put some yummy looking cookies up there. But what I'm really looking forward to is to hearing your math thinking that you're going to share with me on Show Me. So we used that quite recently, so you guys hopefully remember that, but I'm here to help if you need any help with that. So let's take a look at our question. Todd, Show Me is an application that's an interactive whiteboard that the students use frequently that helps them explain their math thinking, and they're thinking about a number of different subjects. They're able to record their voice as well as a video of themselves completing a problem, whether it be a drawing or inserting an image, things like that. So interactive whiteboard, and then they can email that to me and I can hear their recordings, and it's a great way to evaluate those mathematical process standards for the students. I feel like students are able to dig so much deeper into what they're learning about and be more creative about it in the process. It's helped so much with differentiation, having students be able to choose a Web 2.0 tool of their choice to be able to use and to be able to share their knowledge with me. It's changed my planning, and the kids actually help me in that changing of planning because they are able to experiment with the new apps on the iPads and say, hey, we could use this for a project, and it's just changed the method of presentation for a lot of their projects. When the kids are finished with their Show Me app, they end up sending me an email, and I get a link to the video that they have created with their recording. So what it helps me to do is hear what's going on in their head, this being a math problem, whether it could be science or literacy as well, but then I can use that for assessing where they really are in the process of math, this one being fractions that they're sending to me. So do they really understand how to break down a set into a fraction? So I have not used it with parents. However, I think, and what I would like to try is to show them some of the new ways of solving math that sometimes they're unfamiliar with that they see at home. So to make a tutorial of them, I think would be a great way to use this app as well.
As a technology coach here at Jefferson, my role is to support teachers as they use technology and integrate it into their classrooms. So for example, I meet with every teacher once a month and talk individually with them and as a team about how they're doing the technology, what needs they have. Our focus is always on student learning. So we start with the student learning and then think about what do we have available to us with technology that can help our students learn more effectively or engage them at a higher level in order to increase the amount of time of engagement with our students.
Next thing I want to talk about. You've all been doing such a great job. Don't forget to log onto the internet before you use your iPads today. Make sure, thank you. Make sure that if you're looking up pictures or you're researching an animal, that you also get your pages done. How many pages do we need to get done today? 2. If you are done with a book and you want to record, that's fine. You're going to grab a stand. You can find a spot. Well, we're going to take turns though, so if there's somebody at the blue table recording, just keep working on a book, okay? Is everybody ready to go get started with their books? Yeah. Okay, if you are wearing black, you can go get your iPads and get started. We are working on nonfiction text at this time. Part of the standards is that we work on nonfiction texts, and the students are doing their own research using their iPads. So through using Google Chrome, they're able to speak what they're looking up and researching, which is great because before that, they weren't able to do that. They would have to type it in, and that was really cumbersome, and it's really hard for a kindergartner. So with the Google Chrome, they can just hit the microphone and ask the question that they're looking to look up and research. So they're able to research any animal that they want, or I have some kids that are writing all about books on dresses and different places they can wear dresses and different kinds of dresses, so kind of like a how-to fashion book. So they're able to do that with their iPads, which is fabulous, and it's completely independent, which is great too. Part of book writing in our classroom is about being a writer, and you don't write for yourself, you write for others. So it really using the iPad gives an authentic purpose for that. And after they're done writing a book, they can record themselves reading their book and send it through email to their parents or other classmates or other teachers. They've sent it to Mrs. Rogers. They've also sent it to Mr. Pollock, our janitor, who loves fishing. So Paige, who wrote a fabulous musky book the other day, sent it to Mr. Pollock, which was really neat. So she had an authentic purpose for writing that book. With the iPads and bookmaking, the students have really taken on the learning on their own. They're able to write in a wider range of topics because they're able to look up whatever their interests are. So it really has built their interests too.
In kindergarten, we know that authentic learning is very important in engagement. So kindergartners are using Twitter to follow authors that they're studying. So, for example, the Mo Williams books, the Don't Let the Pigeon Get on the Bus, they're following him as an author. And in fact, they've had a few authors tweet back to them and that are now following their classroom. So it gives them an opportunity for shared writing and shared reading that is an extremely authentic situation. Also, they're tweeting their parents, so they have a daily tweet that goes out and they have parents following them. So it's a fantastic opportunity for family engagement and for parents to really see what's going on in their classroom. Another example of some of the things classrooms are doing is in first grade, they're just starting to do more digital projects. So they're doing things like recording their voices when they're reading, so that they can then listen back and then they can record their voice with the purpose of creating presentations that they're adding their information to. So they're starting to make those, sharing their thinking through the use of the technology.
It's the email that says Antarctica Padlet. Antarctica. In the cold far south in Antarctica live emperor penguins, Weddell seals, and Adélie penguins. The emperor penguin...
Padlet's a website that we use, and it allows the students to post their thoughts onto a wall, essentially, so that everyone can share their own thoughts and read everyone else's thoughts at one time. So it eliminates the need for the students to raise their hands or wait, or even to, write on Post-it notes and then wait to share the Post-it notes. It allows communication between all of us more so than, just between me and the individual students. Technology definitely keeps the kids more engaged. I find that they get more excited, especially with using Padlet, because they can read the other students' thoughts and their thinking. I've noticed a lot of times when we use it, it helps them to bring up their thoughts. They'll read something and, I was reading the ones that they were just posting, and a couple of them posted like, oh, same as, this other student, or, oh, I had the same thought as that student, and, it helps them to realize that they're having some of the same thoughts, or for the students that have difficulty doing some of these higher level strategies like inferring, it allows them to see the other students, what they're thinking, and so that it allows them to help them along to do those strategies as well.
Throughout the grades, their students are able to use authentic writing. So lots of the rooms are blogging so that parents can see their blogs. So for example, many of the classrooms are using a kid's blog to respond to writing or to respond to reading that's going on in the classroom. So if the teacher has done a read aloud about, it could be a content based like science or social studies, or it might be literacy based where they're looking at a specific type of text structure, that the students can go onto the blog and respond to what the teacher is going on in the classroom. Parents can see the students respond, the students can see each other's responses, and all the communication that's going on makes it very much authentic. Dreambox is a program we started using in November, and it's an adaptive math program. So what that means is that every child is working at exactly their level within Dreambox, because what Dreambox does is every single mouse click or tap or response that the student has on the software, the program reads that and then adjusts the next problem or the next instructional group to meet that student's needs. So for example, it can actually tell if a student solves a problem, say for example, dragging chips one by one into a box to solve a problem, or if a student chooses to drag a group of 10, because the child understands that you